Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play A Golden
100.
Wake.
Do I hear 100?
And once more, we're beginning an episode by interruptions from Doc Dammers. Anyways, we need to impress George Merrick so we can get employed by him.
So, you've made your husband a very happy man, miss.
So to do that, we are going to help with this land auction. Now we have two options, and I'm going to show off both. Let's start with this guy right here.
100. Do I hear 100?
If you picked this guy, you get the Lazy Bum achievement because he's apparently the easier of the two.
Pardon me, sir. I wonder if I could have a moment of your time.
What can I do for you, Mac?
The name's Alfred Banks, and I think I'm the one that can do something for you. I hear you're in the market to buy a lot.
It's true. I've heard plenty about this Coral Gables development, but I've got some reservations.
Let's have a chat then. I'm sure I can assuage all your concerns.
Okay. I have to admit, I'm not exactly the researching type. Fact is, I'm just going by what I've been told. I've noticed that they're not just selling houses, but also lots. What good is a patch of dirt to me anyway?
Alright, so... Oh, okay, here's the instructions, but I'll just tell you. Throughout the game, there are little mini-games like this where you have to convince somebody to do something. And so you have different options. Now, there are actually two more achievements that are involved with this. If you can convince one person without using seller intuition, you get an achievement. And if you go through the entire game without using seller intuition, you get another achievement. But I already got those achievements, so I'm going to show you what seller intuition does. Click on it. Here a place, clip on bow tie, suit too big. So what does that mean? Lazy. So there's another reason why it's called the Lazy Bum achievement. So you get sort of a read on the person like a salesman would, and pick these options to help him out, to help yourself out, whatever, you know what I mean. So you want to choose options that will appeal to his laziness. Let's see, do it yourself. Yeah, he's not going to be interested in that. Location, less effort to get places. It's a long-term investment. Yeah, both of these require effort, but this one says less effort.
This isn't just a patch of dirt, as you call it. It's in a prime location.
Well, I always hear it said that real estate is all about location. But speaking of, what is it that makes this location so wonderful?
He's not even bothering to do his research, so this is a salesman's dream right here. Luxurious. Neighbors, parties, I'm not sure if he's interested in that. Everything's close by. See, there we go. Or you'll pay taxes. This was the one he'd be most interested in. More laziness.
From what I've seen, you'll have everything at your doorstep. You won't need to travel very far to get what you need.
Well now, that's definitely an advantage.
You can see, you could tell how well you're doing.
If there's one thing I despised about my home up north, it was having to walk everywhere in the cold. One thing I don't understand though, why is the land being sold at an auction? It seems a bit shady, to be honest.
Yeah, you can tell how well you're doing by their facial expressions. From what I've seen, if you do the wrong decisions with this guy, he will get pissed off and he'll tell you, I wouldn't buy water from you if I was in the desert. But with this guy, it's a bit easier because you don't have to do all the right decisions from what I've seen. But he'll still buy. Let's see, auction, you can pay whatever you want. More exciting than filling out paperwork. Make things easy for you. And here we go. This one works out best.
It's for the consideration of the buyer. To make things easier, we're trying to make these sales as stress-free and simple as possible.
And I certainly do appreciate that, don't get me wrong. Now be honest with me. All this seems a bit too good to be true. There has to be something that isn't right about all this.
Everything's absolutely perfect. There will be growing pains, but everything will balance out in the end. The place is terrible. Let's see. I think I've tried both of these, and he doesn't seem to like either of them. So I'll try telling the truth.
Like any large undertaking, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be construction, and not everything will be available right away, but you'll see. This place will be thriving in no time.
I appreciate your honesty. There ought to be more salesmen like you.
So what do you say? Do we have a deal?
We sure do. Where do I sign?
A pleasure doing business with you, sir. I hope you'll enjoy your new home.
Alright, so we got him. but what happens if we get these customers over here? Well, I'll skip over to that. Alright, so I loaded my save. Let's try these people instead. If you want to get both achievements, that's all you have to do. Just
Any bids for
get
200?
get one of them
200.
and then get the other. And you can get both achievements for getting both of them. So let's talk to this group. Taking a deep breath, you face this small crowd and prepare to deliver your best sales pitch. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Now this is why this one is a bit more difficult, because you have to remember the bits, B-I-T-S. First, let's break the ice.
You folks look like you're ready to buy some lots. Am I right?
And if you do the right order, they will respond positively. I actually don't know what happens if you mess this one up. I guess it might be possible to mess both of them up. I don't know what would happen. You might actually just get a game over and have to restart the whole thing. Let's see, introduce yourself.
Pleasure to meet you, fine people. My name is Banks. Alfred Banks. You can call me Alfie.
Because interest seems to be growing. Nice. Now there's T, tell a story.
I don't know if any of you have come from the Northeast, but the train ride down is certainly something else.
Alright. And then go in for the kill. Make the sale.
Right then, folks. How about we make some sales?
Alright. Now this is different. This is a unique minigame in this game. You need to see the interests of each people and match them to the house. So let's look at Teal. Mr. Teal is a portly gentleman who is having a hard time dealing with the heat of the day. My wife wanted to move down here for my health, he tells you. I suppose I could do with some exercise, but the sun is brutal. I can't stay out in it too long. Some place where I can get fit indoors would be ideal, especially since I hate water. Wait, you're complaining about the heat, but you hate water? That's not going to work out too well for you, buddy. We have Roberts. You strike up a conversation with Mr. Roberts and find that he hails from up north as well. I'll tell you one thing, he says, the biggest draw of moving down here is finally being able to get away from the tiny apartment I had back home. You could hear the neighbors sneezing. So we have Grace. After speaking to Miss Grace for 5 minutes, you are taken aback by her generosity despite her clearly apparent wealth. I don't care about what house I end up buying, really. My main concern is being able to get involved with the community, and development seems ready for my help. Right, in this development. Right, here's Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is a cheerful young man, but is rather shabbily dressed and seems to be covered with animal hair. There are so many options to consider, he states, but overall I just want to find some place that suits me and my Lucy. And finally, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is very jolly and seems incredibly active. I just come from a golf tournament this morning, and in a few hours I've got a tennis lesson. There's nothing I love more than being outdoors in this fantastic weather. Alright, so we have all 5 of them. Let's check out the houses. Perfect for those seeking convenience, this house on 124 Madrid Street is a small single-story home located within a very close proximity of a school, a church, and shops. As a result, the area is somewhat loud. Alright, so it being loud, we don't want to give it to, I believe, Roberts, because he was complaining about the noise of his neighbors. I think it would fit Grace more because she wanted to be involved in the community. So you drag her over here and place it there. 707 Escobar Avenue. If you have a bit more to spend, the 707 Escobar Avenue residence is a large, spacious, single-story home in a secluded area of town. Since there aren't many other houses around, the area is not particularly well lit at night. Not very many other houses. I believe this is the guy because he was complaining about being surrounded by people. Let's see. The very definition of affordable quality, the 304 Malaga Avenue house is a small 2-story house situated on a fairly busy street. Despite this, their area reports little to no crime. I believe this one is going to go to Teal. If you want someplace to stretch your legs, 1510 Palmerito Street features a large single-family home built on 4-acre property which is ripe for additional development. The house can be expanded on, or any number of large trees can be planted in the huge yard. Well, I believe it is Jones who likes nature, so let's put that for him. And the last one, the home at 872 Cordova Street is a small home made from coral rock found on the property. The core from which the rock was extracted was cemented and converted into a swimming pool, perfect for the aspiring Weissmullers out there. I don't know what that means, Weissmullers. Some sort of German thing. Anyway, since it has a pool, of course it wouldn't appeal to the first guy who hates water, but by process of elimination, it probably appeals to Smith. I hope I did this right. No, I did not. Yeah, I kind of have difficulty with this one because I think the hints are actually a bit too vague. To be honest, that's just my opinion. So let me try to get this right again. Okay, finally I just had to look it up. Turns out I got these two mixed up. Okay, like I was saying, like even in the commentary you hear Francisco Gonzalez saying half the people loved this game and half the people thought the hints were too vague, and I'm one of those who thinks the hints were just too vague to really get a good feel for what's what. But I've got it right now.
A pleasure doing business with you folks. I hope you enjoy your new homes.
Nice work. There's nothing you enjoy more than a satisfied customer, and to have 5 at once is even better.
Nice job over there, Banks. You got a real knack for this business. Now go get some rest, would you? You don't want to overwork yourself first day here, after all.
So of course he's hinting that you want to go back to your hotel. So let's do so. Back in here, and...
Mr. Banks, I have a message for you when you get a chance.
Aha!
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
Message.
You said you had a message for me.
Yes, sir. From George Merrick at the Coral Gables sales office. He's asked you to stop by at your earliest convenience.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Looks like that was a job well done if Mr. Merrick is calling on us personally. So, oh. Let's go see him. Sorry, I clicked outside the window accidentally. Alright.
Pardon me, miss.
What may I do for you, sir?
I got a message from Mr. Merrick asking me to see him.
Ah, yes, he's expecting you, Mr. Banks. Go ahead and knock on his door there.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Thank you, sir.
There we go.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Merrick. I'm Alfred Banks. You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Banks. Please come in. Make yourself at home.
And we have another real-life historical character, George Merrick.
Please, have a seat.
I wonder if there's history here. Yes, there is.
So who was George Merrick exactly? Real estate developer, businessman, politician, and poet. He moved to Florida at the age of 12 from Duxbury, Massachusetts, along with his family, and he stayed in South Florida for several years, going to college in Rollins College in Winter Park. After he finished college, he moved to New York with the intent to study law, but unfortunately his father, Solomon Merrick, died in 1911, and George had to come back down to Florida to take care of his family. In 1915, he was appointed county commissioner in District 1, and during his time in office, he pushed for the construction of roads in the South Florida area. He was responsible for the construction of many of the major roads which still exist in the South Florida area today, and as a result, the population of Miami quadrupled from 1915 to 1921. In the early 1920s, George Merrick decided that he was going to realize his dream of building a planned community in the Mediterranean style following the City Beautiful movement, which he ended up calling Coral Gables. He had 3,000 acres of land which he had inherited from his father, and he used those to build Coral Gables. Merrick was also a poet, as I mentioned before. In fact, he wrote a book of poems called Songs of the Wind on a Southern Shore. Several of the poems' titles were used for the chapter titles in this game.
Very interesting. Alright, so let's have a seat.
It really is a pleasure to finally meet you, Mr. Merrick. Like I said, my name is Alfred Banks, and...
I know who you are, Mr. Banks. I was well aware of your father's work up north. It seems apparent that you are eagerly following in his footsteps. You've gotten my attention. Now let's see how serious you really are. I see great potential in you, but a good sales agent needs more than just talent. He needs ability and know-how.
I've got those in spades.
You're certainly confident, I'll give you that. In any case, I have a few small setbacks which I need to deal with, and I think they would serve as an excellent proving ground for you.
Proving ground?
Think of it as an extended job interview.
I'm all ears. What do you need?
I can give you more details as you need them, but currently I'm faced with 3 concerns. The first is a man living on a prime piece of land who is refusing to sell. The second is my need for quality advertising. And the third is getting back some stolen design plans.
What's the story with the holdout?
There's a stretch of land which is of great interest to me in the area of Anastasia Avenue. Currently, the land is owned by an individual who has no interest in selling it. He's built himself a home there and understandably wants to keep it. Unfortunately, business is business, and I need that land to complete a very important project. I need you to convince the gentleman to sell.
What about your need for publicity?
Any project, no matter how good it is doomed to fail if nobody knows about it. I've managed to secure some decent advertising, but I feel we need something more. The story of Coral Gables needs to make headlines. I'd like you to head over to the Miami Herald building and see if you can befriend a reporter or two. Having a journalist in our corner would do wonders for our advertising.
What about your design plans?
I regret to say that a set of design plans was stolen from my office a few weeks ago by a man claiming to want a job interview. In reality, he was a spy, sent from my competitor Orrin Riley's real estate company. Riley still has my plans, but two can play his game. Since you're a fresh face in town, I need you to infiltrate his company and take back the plans. I'll have my secretary set up an interview for you later today. And here, take this set of dummy plans and leave it in place of the real ones so Riley doesn't get suspicious.
Infiltrate his company? What will that entail exactly?
My guess is that Riley will have the plans stored away in his office someplace. You may need to do a bit of searching. Are you comfortable with that? I know it's asking for quite a bit.
I think so, sir. I'll do as much as I can within legal means.
Of course. I'm not asking you to commit any crimes. After all, you're just taking back something that was already stolen. Think of it as a repossession.
All right.
I'll just get to it then.
I wish you the best of luck. Although, you seem the type who makes his own luck. I have a feeling I can expect great things from you.
We have an illustration that seems to depict a green landscape with a river channel of water. Perhaps this is one of Mr. Merrick's future developments. Alright, anyway, so now we have our quests. But, instead of getting a mere shield and a chest, we're getting land acquisition, publicity, and real estate plans. That's still adventurous, right? Yeah, King's Quest this is not, but it's its own interesting thing. So, let's check things out real quick. Wow, these videos seem to go by fast. I can't believe there's almost 20 minutes already. Let's begin with the holdout. So I guess we need this guy to sell his land, but he's being very stubborn about it.
Yes? May I help you?
Let's talk to him.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Alfred Banks, and...
Whatever it is you're selling, I'm not interested.
but I'm not here to sell you anything. In fact, quite the contrary.
Oh, I see. Merrick sent you, didn't he?
Well, yes, he did.
Look, you can go back and tell him exactly what I told all the others. Nothing doing. I bought this land before he got his little vision, and I intend to keep it. I tried appeasing him by building my house to match his Mediterranean style, but apparently even that wasn't good enough. I did everything by the book and filed all the proper paperwork. You tell Merrick he'll get me off this land when I'm no longer drawing breath. Good day to you, sir.
Oh, that's not good. So he claims that all the paperwork is in order, but perhaps at the records office we can see if that is really the case. Can we get this guy to sell the land? Well, you're just going to have to find out next time on Let's Play a Golden Wake. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.